Welcome to the Year 6 Transition Information Evening. Thank you for your time this evening. This will be your school in September, and I'd just like you to take a look on the left-hand side of the screen, which is our lower block. And these will be the classrooms and the building that you are in most of the time, and predominantly all of your lessons will be in this lower block building. You will have then playtime and free time behind the building, and you will be able to access the canteen facilities in the red brick building, but the majority of the time you will spend will be in our lower block building on the left hand side of this picture. You can see that there's plenty of space for you to enjoy your breaks and lunches, and we've got a very safe and welcoming environment for you. Before we start this evening, I'd just like to point out some important dates that are coming up. This week we will spend time speaking to parents and carers of children in Year 6 to welcome you to PHS and begin this communication and dialogue that we need, and focus on our well-being and settling into Pontypridd High School. On Thursday the 15th of April there will be further presentations that you will get an invite to in the coming days and weeks, where we will speak about the Year 7 curriculum and how we measure progress. And then on Thursday the 29th of April there will be some more general information about our free school meals, our canteen facilities and buses and transport. We aim to meet your children in the summer term, and face-to-face transition programme will hopefully take place as planned. It's in our calendar and we are looking forward to meeting the children. And I will be liaising with the Year 6 teachers to find out more information about your child. This is all if restrictions allow, but that is definitely our aim. Thank you again. My name is Katie Pritchard and I am one of the key staff involved with transition this year. Tonight's presentation is really an opportunity to welcome you and begin to build on our communication ready for your child to join us in September. There's a number of key staff involved in your child's journey throughout Pontypridd High School, and you can see some of them on the screen now, including myself, and hopefully you will meet many of these over the next year. However, this said, you can see our excellent Year 7 team on the screen now, and these will be one of the most important members of staff for your child in September. These teachers will support your child in settling in during their first few weeks and will support them throughout their first year at Ponty High. They will be their main point of contact if they have any questions or need any help or support. The PONTY doesn't stand for anything in particular other than spelling out Ponty, and it doesn't matter what letter and what form that they are in. The DEN provision is also available for those children who will require more nurture provision and would need additional support and would find the mainstream registration classes quite overwhelming. Your child will find out which form class they are in during this summer term, and hopefully there'll be opportunities for them to meet their form tutor in person or virtually. We will always ensure that your child is in a form class with someone that they have asked to be in a form class with. So I will liaise with the Year 6 teachers and find out what your child's form and friendship groups are like, so that I can make sure they are not on their own in a form class and they have people in there that they are friends with. So I will do that in the summer term, and your child will definitely have an input into that process. Some basic information from me to start. The following school day is planned for September, whereby pupils will have 5 one-hour lessons with break and lunch in the middle of lesson 2 and 4. So the school day starts at 8:40 AM, where pupils will be in registration. Lesson 1 starts at 9 o'clock, lesson 2 at 10 o'clock, where morning break, lesson 2 is split into 2 half-an-hour sessions, so morning break is at 10:30. Then lesson 3 is the full hour. Lesson 4 is also split into 2 half-an-hour sessions with lunch in between, and the end of the day being 2:55 PM. This has changed slightly in the last year or so. So those of you with children previously in the school or know people in the school, their school day won't look like this. And currently, due to COVID, the school day is not like this at the moment, and we're having 2 breaks and 2 lunches for Year 7 and 8 to keep them away from Year 9, 10 and 11.
We are now going to talk about the Positive Relationships Policy and Attitudes to Learning at Pontypridd High School. From your very first day in Year 7, we expect you to be focusing on your attitude to learning. Now, you might wonder what that means. If you look at the screen on the right-hand side, you will see a poster that is displayed in all of your classrooms, and it's called Attitudes to Learning. Our attitudes to learning focus on the 4 core aims of the new curriculum, and that is the aim to ensure that you are ambitious, confident, ethical, and a contributor when you're with us at Pontypridd High School, with the aim that you will take those skills and you will be able to use them as a member of society too. When we look at the word ambitious, we are looking at the way that you challenge yourself and you persevere if something becomes difficult. We're looking at the way you set your own targets and you ask questions and you try really, really hard in your lessons and in anything you do around the school. When we look at confident, we are looking at the way you are confident within the classroom and outside of the classroom. Inside of the classroom, we're looking at how you're confident when you use your skills like literacy, numeracy and ICT, the way that you learn from your mistakes and you ask for help when you need it. And then outside of school, we're looking at the way you engage with your homework, which is called Discover More, or maybe the way you join in with teams, such as the football team, or if you get involved in the school show. The word ethical might seem a little bit strange in this context, but we are looking at the way that you can show that you're a respectful member of our school and the way that you behave, so making sure that you're sensible and you're safe when you're in school. Finally, contributor links to the way you contribute to school life. So that could be similar to what we've mentioned previously, taking part in clubs, and also looked at the way you give us feedback, so taking part in pupil voice, talking about things that are working well in school, and making suggestions for ways we can move things forward. It also looks at making sure you're a team player and that you're punctual, you're ready to learn, and that you bring the right equipment to school and you wear the correct uniform. You can see on the screen that there are ATL grades in 2 different colour greens, an orange and a red. Now, your attitude to learning will be graded regularly at Pontypridd High School by your form tutor, by your class teachers, and by yourselves. So when we look at the grades, you've got always, often, sometimes, and rarely. And your teachers, as well as yourself, will look at the attitudes to learning statements and give you a grade. Now, this will help you to set targets and to make sure that you're progressing every year at Pontypridd High School. Now, the attitudes to learning link very closely with our positive relationships policy, which you can see on the screen. Now, this looks at your behaviour both inside and outside of the classroom. On the diamond, pointing upwards using the colour green, we have got the rewards at Pontypridd High School. So you can earn lots of rewards from your class teachers. You can earn things like the Master Chef Award with cooking with Mrs. Sidoli, or the Oscar Award for performing arts and music with Miss Passmore and Miss Allen. You could also achieve a point for excellent spelling test results or excellent pieces of work in any subject across the school. Your form tutor will also give you points for excellent attendance and no negative behaviour points. And right at the top of the diamond, the way to earn the most points is to have an excellent school report, which means an excellent attitude to learning. Now, don't worry, we don't look at an excellent school report as being somebody who is getting A grades in all their subjects, because we're all good at different things. We are looking for people who have excellent attitudes to learning grades from all their teachers, showing us that it doesn't matter how much they like the subject or how well they're doing, it is always down to their attitude. If your attitude is right, your school report will be a good one. You can also see the bottom end of the diamond, which is in the red. Now, this looks at sanctions if our behaviour or our attitude is not acceptable. Now, in Year 7, we hope not to see you in this end of the diamond at all, but we also know that we all make mistakes, and it's really important that we learn from those mistakes. So that is there if and when it is needed. Now, you might be thinking, what happens if I get all of these good achievement points? How do I know? How will I keep track of them? And your parents and carers might be thinking, how do I know what's going on? How am I going to keep track of these things? And that is where Class Charts comes in, and that is what I'm going to talk to you about next. Class Charts is an app that can be downloaded onto a phone. It can be accessed via a tablet, an iPad, a laptop or a computer. And it allows parents and pupils to keep track of things like positive achievement points. Now, on your first day in Year 7, you'll be given a login for yourself and your parents. And when you log in, it will look something similar to what's on the screen. You will have a breakdown of your behaviour, so all of the ways you're earning positive achievement points, possibly some reds if we've made some mistakes during that day. You're also able to track things like announcements which come from class teachers if there's important information they would like to share. You can track homework that is due in. It also colours it in red and green to let parents know if pupils have handed in homework or if there are things outstanding. You're able to track detentions if they're given by a teacher, when they are, where they are, and again, if they've been attended or not. The most important thing for us today that we would like to look at is the reward section. So we've talked a lot about your attitude to learning and how you earn a positive achievement points. This is how you're able to keep track of them, both as a parent and as a pupil. You're probably thinking, what happens now with all of these points? What do they mean? And this is where the reward shop comes in. At the bottom of the screenshot on the screen, you can see a little section that says rewards. Once every term, our ClassChart reward shop opens and you are able to purchase things with the points that you have earned. Here are some examples of the rewards that you're able to purchase. So if you've earned maybe 150 achievement points throughout the first term, you'll be able to purchase things like footballs, rugby balls, tennis balls, stationery and equipment. If you've managed to reach even higher than that and you're in the 200 to 250 category, you will be able to purchase more expensive prizes, things like gift cards. Now, every year we ask for you to make a list of things you'd like to see in our reward shop. So when you join us in September, have a think of some of the prizes you would like to see available in the store when it opens just before Christmas for you guys.
Before we finish, I'd just like to briefly talk to you about uniform at Pontypridd High School. This can be ordered and purchased from MST Sports Limited, which is situated in Ynysybwl, and they've also got a website that you can order and view the school uniform on. The brochure for school uniform is also on our website under the transition section, and if you look for the tab uniform, you'll be able to find out more information about our standards of uniform at Pontypridd High School. You can see on the screen some pictures of it and also what it consists of.
You have had a lot of information given to you this evening, and there is still a lot more to come. But what I'd like to talk to you about quickly is our transition section of our website. So when you log onto the Pontypridd High School website, you will see an area dedicated to transition along the top bar. In this section, you will find lots of different tabs of information. Some of the things that you'll see are on the left-hand side of the screen now. And you're able to click into these sections and there'll be a video, there'll be information, there'll be links to contacts within school or further information that you might need under each section. You don't have to watch them all, you can click into whichever one is relevant to whatever you would like to find out at that time. Lots of this is already updated, but the big launch for this information is Monday the 22nd of March, where this will be full with everything that you need to know. Okay, here is just a quick reminder of the information that was given to you earlier on. The next transition dates for virtual meetings that you need to know about are the 15th of April, which we're looking at Year 7 curriculum and measuring progress, and then the 29th of April, which is a bit more general information, things like free school meals, the canteen and buses. We do plan on arranging face-to-face transition if restrictions allow later in the summer term in June and July. But the links to the next events that will be virtual will be sent to your email address in the next few days. We'd just like to end by saying thank you very much for being here this evening and for listening to this information. Please remember, if you have any questions or there is information that you can't find or you'd like to speak to somebody via the phone or via Microsoft Teams, please email us using the email address that is on screen, transitionteam@pontyhigh.co.uk, and either myself or Miss Pritchard will get back to you as soon as possible.